How's it going, guys? It's Kyle with the How To Guy 123 here, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Maono Fairy AU-903 USB microphone. Before we actually get into the video, I just want to let you guys know that Maono did send me this microphone, but I'm going to be reviewing this microphone honestly. Also, all of the audio you're hearing in this video has been recorded with this microphone. It's completely unedited, and I'm using no accessories, so it's the raw audio, and it's going to be a similar experience to the sound if you were to buy this microphone and use it yourself. So let's begin by taking a look at what we get in the box. So to begin, here is the outside of the box, and the outside of the box basically tells you a little bit of some information about the microphone itself and all of the different features it has. So there aren't too many items within the box. You just get the microphone itself, a USB Type-C cable, an instruction manual, which is in English, German, and Japanese, and just a little business card that tells you where to go if you need some tech support. So taking a look at the USB cable itself, it's a little bit short, and I'm a little bit disappointed here. It's only 3 feet, and if you're going to be using this microphone on a desktop, you might have some trouble reaching your computer. In my case, I had to use a USB extender. Fortunately though, it is a USB Type-C cable, so it's a pretty common cable and you shouldn't really have a hard time finding a longer cable for this microphone. So let's actually go ahead and take a look at the microphone itself. So I actually really like the design of the microphone. It looks awesome, it looks very professional. It's a very small design, and it makes the microphone very portable, and you can just unplug it and take it wherever you want if you want like a portable recording setup. It doesn't take up a lot of space on your desk, which I really like. I like how I can have it in front of my keyboard, so I can have it closer to my mouth and not behind my keyboard, because if the microphone is closer to your mouth, it's going to sound a little bit better. It just doesn't take up a lot of space. When I used to have a blue snowball, and I used to use it on the desk stand, and I had it in front of my keyboard, it would kind of block my view of the screen. This is very low profile, it doesn't take up a lot of space, not blocking anything, and I just have a lot of room still in front of my keyboard. So I really like that. The top here you have this mesh, which is going to help reduce plosives. If you don't know what a plosive is, it's basically when you say like a P sound or a B sound, some wind comes out of your mouth when you say a P or a B. And this mesh here is going to kind of help reduce the plosives. This microphone doesn't come with a pop filter such as this or a windscreen, and these are just some accessories you can use to reduce plosives. This will run you about $16, and these run you about $2 if you would like to go that way. But you really don't need it. It's not completely necessary, but it will help improve your microphone quality. But overall, this mesh should help reduce plosives. So moving on, we have the desk stand, and there are a few things that I like and don't like about this mic stand. So first of all, it's made out of metal. Pretty much everything in this microphone is made out of metal, which is really good, so it keeps everything nice and sturdy. So we have a bottom plate here, which like I said is also very high quality and metal, very sturdy. The nice thing about the bottom plate here is it screws off to reveal, I believe it's a 5/8 inch screw, which will allow you to mount this microphone onto a microphone stand to make it a little bit ergonomic, and it also keeps the microphone off your desk, so that's definitely a benefit there. But one thing I really don't like about this microphone stand is where the microphone attaches to the stand here on these 2 points. I won't show it here just so it doesn't make any noise, but if you just move the microphone up and down a little bit, where the microphone attaches to the stand, it becomes loose, and you're always constantly having to tighten the microphone to the stand. So hopefully if they ever make another model of this microphone, they can improve upon that. So on the front of the microphone here, we have 2 knobs. The first one is a gain adjust knob, which is really nice. So this will allow you to either increase or decrease the volume of your microphone. This is nice so you don't have to dive into Windows's sound control panel to adjust the volume of your microphone. The gain adjust knob also acts as a mute button, so if you click it, it's going to mute your mic. It also has a very nice green LED to show you that the mic is unmuted, and a red LED to show you that the mic is muted. The button here is very tactile, and I like the feel of it. So the second knob on the bottom of the microphone is actually really cool. So this microphone has built-in real-time audio monitoring. So on the back of the microphone, there's a 3.5mm headphone jack, which will allow you to plug in a pair of headphones, and you'll be able to listen to all the audio that's coming into the microphone straight out of the microphone. So you'll be able to listen to your audio and make sure everything sounds good. It's not too quiet, it's not too loud, your audio isn't clipping, and just make sure your voice sounds the way you want it, straight out of the microphone. And just this knob will allow you to just change the volume of that so it's not too loud or too quiet, just so you can hear everything properly. Another really cool feature that this microphone has relating to this headphone jack is the microphone has a built-in sound card, and it will actually play all the sound that's coming from your computer through this 3.5mm headphone jack, and it'll also play your voiceover at the same time. So for example, if you're doing a singing video and you want to listen to the background audio or the background music and your voice at the same time, you can just plug in a pair of headphones and you'll hear both your background music and your voiceover at the same time. So you'll be able to make sure your voice isn't too loud or too quiet, and you'll also be able to hear the background music and just make sure everything sounds the way you want it. So this is one of my favorite features of the microphone, and it's something I haven't really seen too many other microphones do. So another feature of the Maono Fairy microphone is polar pattern selection. And this is something we've also seen on some Blue microphones like the Blue Yeti, and I think the Blue Yeti Nano also has this, and it allows you to change the direction that the microphone picks up audio from. So on the back of the microphone, there's a switch to change the polar pattern. So right now I have it on cardioid mode, which is for single person recordings, and this is, I think, what most people are going to be using if you're going to be doing voiceovers for YouTube videos, streaming, or doing like singing videos, for example. But if you switch it to omnidirectional mode, so I just changed it to omnidirectional mode. This is for multi-person recordings. So it's going to pick up audio from all around the microphone. So cardioid only picks up what's in front of the microphone, but omnidirectional picks up everything around the microphone. So this is good for like podcasts. You can just have the microphone in the middle of everybody, like around a table, and it's going to pick up the audio from everybody around the table. So it's good for podcasts, conference calls with multiple people, and just any sort of, I guess, activity that requires multiple people. So if I just kind of snap back here, you can hear the audio coming from behind the microphone. So you can hear my snapping. You guys can't really see it on camera, but you can hear the snapping coming from behind the microphone. So you can just hear all around the microphone. But if I switch it back, and this is what it sounds like in omnidirectional mode, so you can definitely hear that it sounds different than cardioid mode. So now this is back on cardioid mode for single person recording. So it's only going to pick up what's in front of the microphone. Anyways, one more feature I want to mention about the Maono Fairy microphone is the fact that it uses USB Type-C. So I really applaud Maono for keeping up with the times and using a more modern connector compared to pretty much any other microphone manufacturer, which is still using the big fat USB Type-B. I believe this is the only microphone that I've seen that uses Type-C, and I really like that about this microphone. Actually, one final feature I didn't mention, but this is kind of obvious. I think most microphones in 2020 have this, but the microphone is plug and play, so you just plug the microphone in and it just works. But I think most USB microphones are plug and play, so I don't think that's really a big benefit of this microphone. I just still wanted to touch on it though. So now let's go ahead and talk about the audio quality. So like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, all the voiceover audio that was recorded for this video is from the Maono Fairy microphone. On the gain adjust knob, it's set to about 55%, and you don't want to have this set to 100% because it'll probably make your microphone or your voiceover audio a little bit too loud. It will also probably clip your voice, and it will also increase the volume of any static or any background noise in your house. So I recommend keeping this microphone at about 50 to 55% on the gain adjust knob. So overall, the sound quality of this microphone is pretty good. I wouldn't say it's a professional microphone, like a microphone that costs over $150. The voiceover definitely doesn't sound like it's coming from a professional microphone, like a microphone that's like over $150. But I don't think it also sounds cheap either. It's definitely the voiceover audio is pretty good, considering that this microphone is like $80. So the voiceover quality sounds like it's coming from an $80 microphone. So I think overall the voiceover audio is pretty good. However, I have one big issue with the sound quality, and that's the amount of hissing that's coming from this microphone. So I don't know if you've been able to hear it throughout this video, but there's just a lot of hissing noise coming from this microphone. And I've determined it's coming from the USB, because when you're listening to this microphone through the 3.5mm headphone jack, you don't hear any of the hissing. So it's all coming from the USB. So there's a lot of USB hiss on this microphone, and a lot more than I would like. This might not bother a lot of people who aren't really nitpicky with their microphone quality, but there's just a lot more hiss than I would like. If you are using this microphone for YouTube videos, you could probably easily edit out in post-production in a program like Audacity. Or even if you're streaming, you could probably use a program like Voicemeeter to edit out all the hissing live. But unfortunately, there is quite a lot of USB hiss, a little bit more than I would like. So hopefully if Maono makes another model of the Maono Fairy microphone, they can try and lower the amount of hissing coming from this microphone. However, going back to the pros of this microphone, I've watched a few other reviews from this microphone, and a lot of people mentioned that this picked up a lot of background noise. However, during my tests, I found this microphone handled background noise pretty well. So I was testing this microphone out with having my window open and having cars going by, with my fan on, and even having my dog bark in the background. And I felt like it didn't pick up the background noise too much. Like, it picked it up, but it wasn't too loud and wasn't super annoying and noticeable. Pretty much any microphone is going to pick up background noise, but I believe this microphone handled all the background noise very well. So I just wanted to mention that as a bit of a pro. So just before I end off the review here, let's go ahead and take a look at the pros and cons of the Maono Fairy AU-903. So to begin with the pros, the first pro of this microphone is the amount of features we get for a microphone at this price point. So for example, we have the two polar patterns, the real-time audio monitoring, and stuff like that. It's really nice to see in a microphone at this price point. It's probably the most features I've seen in any microphone at this price point. The microphone also uses USB Type-C. Overall, the sound quality is pretty decent for this microphone at this price point. Like I mentioned before, it doesn't pick up too much background noise, and it should do fine for most people who are starting out streaming or making YouTube videos and stuff like that. The build quality is very good. Like I mentioned, everything is made out of metal and it's very high quality. I really like the design. It's small and portable, so it doesn't take up too much space on your desk. It also has a microphone stand mount if you want to mount this microphone on a microphone stand. And it's also very portable if you want to take this on the road and use it for a portable audio recording setup. So now on with the cons. The first con would be the stand. Like I mentioned, where the microphone attaches to the stand can become loose when you move the microphone around a little bit. So I hope that they re-engineer this part so the microphone doesn't come as loose as easily when you move the microphone around. Another con would be the USB cable. It's a little bit short, like I mentioned earlier in the video. It's about 3 feet, and I had trouble connecting it to my desktop, so I had to use a USB extender to connect it. So I hope that they include a longer USB cable next time, so for those with desktops, they can easily connect it to their computer. And the final and biggest con, in my opinion, is the amount of hissing noises that gets picked up in your audio recordings. So I hope in a newer model of this microphone, Maono can find a way to kind of reduce the amount of hissing that gets picked up with their microphone. But if you are using this microphone for YouTube videos, you can always edit the hissing out in post-production, or if you are streaming, you could always use a program like Voicemeeter to remove the hissing noises live. But overall, in my opinion, I think you can really go wrong with this microphone, especially for this price point. The audio quality is pretty good, and it should work well if you are a first-time mic buyer and you are just trying to start out on YouTube or streaming on Twitch. But anyways, that brings us to the end of the video. If you liked this video, please leave a like. If you didn't, leave a dislike. If you have any questions about this microphone, leave them down in the comment section below, and I'll try my best to answer them as quick as I can. Also, if you'd like to buy this microphone, I'll leave the Amazon link in the description below if you want to go ahead and check that out. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.